Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, this is the fifth episode of our Old Humble Game Night. We are playing Conquest of Nations. I am playing the great state of Texas in, let's see, it is currently Wednesday afternoon. It is about 10 or 12 hours after. Here is the screen of Texas. It's about 10 or 12 hours after episode 4. All of these episodes you're watching as a delay from when I actually recorded them. This is probably 2 or 3 days in the future from when I recorded it. So we will jump in real fast, real quick on this. I am Joe, the Old Humble guy from the Old Humble Distilling Company. There's my, where's my logo? There it is. It's up over my head. From the Old Humble Distilling Company, we make delicious whiskeys. It is a little bit early in the afternoon for a cocktail, but I am, in fact, drinking mostly water this afternoon. And we are going to jump right into the game. This episode 5 is brought to you by the Old Humble Special Reserve. We'll talk more about that in a little while. But here it is. We'll go. Time for me to dive in and see what's going on. This afternoon, we launched our attack against Kansas. We've split Kansas in half, and we are pushing territory back there in Kansas. I have armor coming online. That's fantastic. We had California reach back out to us, said that they were going to go ahead and start that coalition. So let me look and see if we've got a coalition with, there he is, Iron Horses with the American flag. Nice. Okay, I'll jump in and join that coalition in a little while. So what we're going to do right now is we're going to take this armor column and this unit, and we're going to go ahead and move our way up into Nebraska. It is time to go ahead and consolidate the Great Plains. So I'm going to send that guy up. Actually, you know what? I'm going to send that guy straight to, this is just outside of Lincoln. So they'll go to Lincoln. They'll go to Lincoln. And you know what I'm going to need to do? I'm going to need to take these cities. That's no problem. This armor column right here with that fella there. This armor column right here. Should be able to collect up this fella here in Oklahoma City. And with those guys, we'll take the cities out of those cities out of Kansas. Yeah, I'm going to need one more infantry to go up into Nebraska to take the land. We've got 2 infantry units in Alexandria. Where are we going with this guy? This is just one armor unit. Where can I go with him? He needs to help finish off Louisiana. All right. Let's have him there for now. You go ahead and take Alexandria. He's got 3 infantry units, so he'll drop one behind. When he takes Alexandria, he'll drop. Looks like he'll have to drop one behind in Lafayette because we have an insurgency going on in Lafayette. They'll have that taken care of themselves, no problem. And then it will be off to Baton Rouge. See how our fighter jet's doing here. Okay, they still haven't scrambled their fighter, hasn't even touched our fighter. That is probably 1 or 2 units of armor there. Well, I thought I sent somebody through. I bet he got lost in New Orleans. Let's see what happened with the game events. Insurgent attack. Excuse me. Insurgent attack there in Lafayette. We knew about that. Friendly unit lost in Tulsa due to Kansas. All right. Interesting. Oh yeah, that's right. That's where they had attacked. They had brought units down and taken that little spot right there. That's no problem. That's not a problem. Yeah, that's not a problem at all. Okay, so here's the plan as it stands right now. I'm going to finish wrapping up Louisiana and Mississippi. I'm going to have to surge a few units over here, it looks, as we push our way through, just because I'm going to need more infantry to hold these cities after they get taken. It still doesn't look like there's any action going on over here. So while I have the units over here, I'll go ahead and keep pushing. Um, I'll keep pushing until I reach a point where I can't push any further. Uh, it's almost certainly Mississippi. Uh, if we haven't seen any action in Georgia or Florida, I may send some uh, aerial units over just to see what's going on. I started the research on the Cobra this morning. That is a good anti-tank, uh, anti uh, anti-armor um, helicopter. The Kiowa here is good against infantry, so I think I'm going to go ahead and start the research on that. I do not have the resources to begin researching the guided missile program, but I definitely want to have the guided missile program started at some point. I can't do much to improve the infantry that I've got. So the next step here is going to be just go ahead and hit that Kiowa um, airship, gunship rather, helicopter gunship there, and get that going. Okay, so there's the research. We're moving the research forward there. I was going to send one unit up into Nebraska. Who was I going to send up into Nebraska? Um, that's the one going up into Nebraska there. Okay, so that's going just outside of Lincoln, Nebraska. You know what? I'm going to change my mind on this one more time. Instead of having them go outside of Lincoln, uh, we're going to go right here, then set the waypoint right here, then set the next waypoint. Come on, give me another waypoint right there. We're gonna go ahead and take all their land before we. Uh, in fact, I'm not even gonna bother with the capital of Lincoln right now. We're gonna do that, and then I'm going to slip up here into from Lincoln into South Dakota. I'm gonna have to go through Pierre. No, I don't. I don't have to go through Pierre. We're gonna go ahead and do South Dakota. Nothing's gonna be able to stop me because all of their units. I'm gonna have to go through Bismarck though. That's fine. Um, that is fine. I'll go through Bismarck. I'm just going to have to take everything south of these this Missouri River. That one. And then what I'll do while this guy's just going through and taking the land, I'll send other units up to take the cities. It's a little bit risky because I'll be declaring war against 3 new cities, but uh, it's not really that big of a deal. Okay, and he'll end his stops. He'll end his stuff in Pierre. I'll send someone else up to take Lincoln. He'll end in Pierre. I'm going to need to send another infantry up into Pierre and another infantry up into. So that means I need more stuff. Getting back to my build queue. Okay, so I've got army bases being built there. Um, let's do more infantry in all these towns. From here, from San Antonio, all the way up to Dallas, we're going to go ahead and mobilize more infantry. Put those guys in the build queue. We're going to need manpower and we're going to need cash. But over the course of the next several turns, as the next several hours, as that column works its way up through the Great Plains region, see, we're going to have all these units come online as that column works its way up through. This is going to take, how long is it going to take? Um, it'll take 17 hours. So um, this unit's going to come up here. I have them both going up there. They're not going to merge together until they may never merge together. Truth be told. All right. So what's going to happen? Instead of him going up there, I'm going to move him. I'm going to move him over here. Oh wait, who else is going over there? I'm going to do something else with this armor unit. That armor unit's going there. In fact, I'm going to move him. I'm going to move him to join this infantry unit. And now this infantry unit can go and clean out these cities. Um, I need to add another infantry unit to his stack. How are we doing over here with Little Rock? You guys looking good? You guys are looking good. How about Albuquerque? So the goal here with the cities, the morale, I'm looking for that to be at 34%. Oklahoma City is at 32%. I'll be able to move this infantry out of Oklahoma City. And as they get dropped off in their towns, as they get dropped off into their garrison spots, we'll be able to do more stuff. I'll also have more infantry on hand. I haven't lost a lot of units, which is good. Lost a unit here. I've lost a couple units down here in Louisiana, but I've got more coming online, and I'll be able to follow up with that. So the current plan, as you can see on the map, is I'm moving through the central states here. I've got my one unit going up through here, and then when those other infantry units come online, we'll go up there and we'll take the cities so that we can cross over to the river, then take the land on the other side of the river and move our way south and into. We're probably going to need to go ahead and move into Iowa and Minnesota and Wisconsin. We'll take Minnesota, Wisconsin, and man, it's a whole lot. But we're in the stage of the game now where we've moved past the land rush, and now we're in the second and third wave of units. So as long as I can continue to push through and I don't hit any fierce resistance or get bogged down on anything, and I can continue to move like Kansas, that was a smooth, easy conquest. Louisiana is going to have me bogged down a little bit because they had a big first wave of units and some concentrations of units throughout their holdings here, but I'll be able to push my way through there. Once I can break through their front lines, I can move through into Mississippi and Alabama over here. If a player goes inactive, what happens is the AI will start building usually recon units and infantry units, and then it just becomes a massive units, and you have to work your way through those. But right now, what I'm going to work on right now is just simply going through these central states. There's going to be hardly any resistance going through here. There's going to be one National Guard unit in each one of these cities. But I'm still going to need a separate infantry unit to hold each one of those cities, and then another infantry unit to take the other half of this territory. And then we'll move into actual player positions in Minnesota, Iowa, and Illinois. Illinois is one that I have run afoul of already. We are on day 2. I am at 138 victory points, which when I join this coalition with California, and I'll go ahead and join that coalition now for the win. I'll go ahead and join this coalition now. We will 138 out of basically 1,000. So I'm at 13-14% of the goal. And victory points also get calculated once every 24 hours. So when this flips over from day 2 to day 3, we'll get a fresh set of victory points. And right now, I am sitting on, let's see, it's 138 victory points. I have 154 provinces. So my victory points will go from at least 138 to 154, plus the level of my cities. That's how victory points are calculated. And I should also have enough resources. Let's see here. I've only got $500 cash. I was going to buy more resources from the market, especially the rare materials. There's also going to come a point in this game. Right now, all positions are still active. 32 positions out of 32 are still active, but there's going to be at least one. Let's see here. Have I knocked out any real players? Kansas is going to get knocked out. Louisiana is going to get knocked out. So there's at least two positions that are going to turn inactive uh, if they haven't already over the next several um, days. Uh, and probably several more. So what's going to end up happening is this market up here is going to become less and less and less active as the game wears on. And it becomes more and more and more evident that there's one or two players that are very likely to win this thing. And even with a coalition like I've got with, or like I will have with California, it's entirely possible that the California coalition will become just me. If they drop out of the coalition, if they go inactive and it flips over to me, then I'm going to have to come up with another 700 points to end the game. But that's just a dynamic of how the game works. And it is a game made of human players, and it is a fun game to play as long as you, the human player, can still be engaged with the game. And if you're no longer engaged with the game, then you, the human player, can drop out of the game. And well, that's reasonable. That's what you expect. And there are some people that play the game in such a way that they're not playing against the position in the game; they're playing against the actual players that they're playing against, and that's no fun to play against those people because they make for an unfun playing experience. But we're not trying to do that. We're trying to play the game and have fun playing the game and move our way through and conquer what we can. So that is the plan as it stands right now. We are moving our way through Kansas and into Missouri. There is a gathering of units here from Illinois, or at least there was at one point. I don't know if it's still there. There's a gathering of units here from Kansas. And there's probably a few units remaining in these cities. I don't have the manpower right now to be able to take over those cities, but we're getting very close to about 17 hours away. We'll have more infantry free and available to take those cities and hold those cities. That's what's also important, because I could take them and then move on, but if I take the city, it'll revert back to rebel control, just like happened down here in, or is trying to happen down here in Lafayette. These guys had an insurgency, a rebellion breakout. So these first insurgents come up, and now I will be at war with the rogue state for the remainder of the game, until and unless we can wipe out all the rogue state province holders. I played a game a little while back where the rogue state was actually the second highest, the nation with the second highest victory points in the entire game for a section of the game. But that's it. There's no need to run this any longer. Where the update is the update. It is surprisingly hard to play this game knowing that stuff is going on in the background and not pop into the game and just see what's going on, because I don't want to do a lot of things off screen. We'll go time warp from each episode. From episode 5 to episode 6 will be another 12-ish hour time warp. Actually, it'll be a little bit longer because it'll probably be, let's see, probably 17-hour time warp into the next bit. So there's all of my infantry will be up and running. I'll be a good chunk of the way through the central states. Let's see here. This is going to be day. Oh, yeah, he's got a 4-day journey in front of him. It's going to be day 6 before he's completely done. But on day 3, when I jump back in, he'll be somewhere in this area probably. And then we'll be able to mass up some troops and start taking these towns along the way. So that's going to be what episode 6 holds for us. Research, double check our research. We've got 19 hours remaining on our Cobra, a little bit more than a day left on the Kiowa there. Just out of curiosity, what do I need? I need level 2 air bases and arms industry level 1. So I am going to need to I'm going to need to upgrade some air bases. Nice. I've got one level 1 air base. See if I've got any money to upgrade that in Austin. I have all the money to upgrade it, but I do not have fuel. Fabulous. Interesting. I've never played a game where I've run short on fuel in the early stages, and I can't afford to buy any of it. At least nothing of meaning. Only 73 units of fuel. That's not worth it. Okay. So that, my friends, is wrapping up this first, or I guess, what is this? Episode 5. This is it's wrapping up the 5th episode. We will be back for episode 6 either late tonight for a very brief, very short update to find out what's going on and maybe add some more things into the build queue, or episode 6 will be 17 or 18 hours from now in the morning after we get a good night and a wake up and see what's happening next. So cheers and good night, or good afternoon, or good day, depending on wherever you are. Bye-bye.